Giants fans, hit the comments below and let us know which veteran player would you guys like to see the New York Giants sign this offseason or make a trade for. Yes, what's good, Giants fans? Welcome back to Chat Sports TV. I am your host, Nick Darius, at The Lamb Show is where you can find me. If you haven't yet, I don't know why you haven't, but make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Let's get started right away. We mentioned in a prior video the 7-round mock draft that is available right now on the streams, that the Giants have a lot of needs this offseason, and in particular on the defensive side of the football. The 5 biggest needs that the New York Giants have: linebacker, cornerback, pass rusher, offensive tackle, and safety. And one of the ways they can address some of these holes is by making a move on a veteran, and that player, guys, is Darius Slay. Darius Slay, the 29-year-old cornerback for the Detroit Lions, a former All-Pro in 2017, had a sensational season in 2017. One of PFF's best cover corners. Slay is an All-Pro, like we mentioned, the 5th best cornerback in the NFL since 2014, according to Pro Football Focus. Tired of being in Detroit. We've said time and time again how guys, eventually, it just runs its course. The team is not as good as they thought it would be, and he just needs to change the scenery. And I am a big fan of guys that still have a lot left in the tank and want to move on to a new place. Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side. He has been outspoken about saying that he wants out of Detroit because he doesn't like the direction that the franchise is going in. Spoiler, that's been the case in Detroit for about 30 years. Hell, Barry Sanders even retired early because he didn't like the direction that the franchise was going. $14 to $15 million per year is roughly what it will take to bring a guy like Darius Slay. He was the next guy that's up in the market. The new guy sets the market for everybody else to follow, and that's what I think it would take to bring a guy like Darius Slay. In the past 4 seasons, last year in particular, 2 interceptions in 2019, 15 since 2016, with 8 of them coming in 2017. That's why he was an All-Pro. Let's throw in the fact that the dude had 69 pass deflections since 2016, including a career high in 2017, his All-Pro season, a top 10 cover corner per PFF since the 2014 season. If you take a look at the Giants' current defensive backs, we got Ballantyne, Baker, Haley, and Beal. The only guys that I have some bit of hope for are Baker, because we have to, since he was a former first-round pick for the New York Giants in the last year's NFL draft, and Ballantyne, who didn't get a lot of playing time this regular season, but did ball out in the postseason, like we mentioned in some of our videos. So, weigh in, Giants fans. Should the Giants trade for Darius Slay? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Simple as that. As we move on, another big decision that the New York Giants are going to have is the decision on whether or not Leonard Williams is the future in the interior for the New York Giants. Remember, they traded for Leonard Williams midseason, and I was not having it. I was not happy. I do think this guy has not hit his potential or his ceiling with the Jets at the time, and to give up draft picks for a guy who's an impending free agent and then comes out on that Monday Night Football game against the Dallas Cowboys and says he wants to be paid like Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's probably the best defensive player that I've ever seen personally, and he's making close to $20 million a year. Leonard Williams, you are what someone is willing to pay for you, my friend, and hopefully you get that check, just not with the New York Giants, because the Giants do need a big edge rusher, but I do not think he is the answer for the New York Giants. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't re-sign him, because you gave up a 3rd and a 5th round pick in the middle of the year for a team that is desperate to fill so many holes, like we've mentioned time and time again. So this is a big decision for the New York Giants. In 2019, 46 tackles, 16 quarterback hits, half a sack, and 1 forced fumble. If you are going to get half a sack, you cannot command north of $15 million. I understand the quarterback hits. He had 16, about 1 a game, but that is not enough if you want to be a premier pass rusher in the NFL. The issue with the Giants is that they have no depth at the current offensive line situation. Dexter Lawrence, McIntosh, BJ Hill, and Dalvin Tomlinson, the former Alabama Crimson Tide player. The Giants have so many holes, like we've mentioned. So a lot of these positions that guys are on the roster that they have to make a big decision on are at a position of need, just like Markus Golden. Last year, 10 sacks, led the team in QB hits. The former Arizona Cardinal came in on a bet on yourself deal, a bank on me deal. Show me what you got. Signed a 1-year deal in 2019 and it resulted in double-digit sacks for the New York Giants. One of the best players for the New York Giants on a defense that was pretty crappy, but he did stand out when you were watching the New York Giants. What's the asking price or the going rate for a guy like Markus Golden? $10 to $12 million based on contracts other guys have signed with that production, right? Justin Houston goes over from the Chiefs to the Indianapolis Colts, roughly $12 million a year. Henry Anderson with the New York Jets, roughly $12 million a year. That's what it's going to take for a guy that gets 10 to 12 sacks a season like Markus Golden. So I am a little bit worried, though I do like the player. I'm always skeptical to pay guys that come off a career year when they're in a contract year. How inclined are they to do that again? Are they just happy to have gotten that big paycheck and that big payday and then kind of turn down a bit? So the jury is out and we'll see what's going to happen. 72 tackles for loss. 72 tackles in total, 13 for loss, 27 quarterback hits, and 10 sacks for Markus Golden. Weigh in. Who would you rather have? I love me a would you rather. Who would you rather? Leonard Williams or Markus Golden? Type W for Williams, type G for Golden, and let us know what you guys think. If you guys want more Giants coverage, subscribe. Subscriptions means more subs equals more videos. YouTube.com/chatsportstv. It is very simple. It's in the description in the bio below. You gotta click just one button, guys. Come on, it takes about 3 seconds to do so. Iowa's Tristan Wirfs. Reports are that the Giants are very, very interested. In fact, they love this big man out of Iowa. It is a position of need. The Giants hold the number 4 pick in the NFL draft, and that is something that the Giants need to address. Not a top need or the best player available at that spot. That is a question that you need to ask yourself if you're the New York Giants, because in my opinion, he is not going to be the best player available at that number 4 selection, but he is one of the more important needs for the New York Giants. And also, this could be a result of Soldier being a cap casualty. If we see the Giants go ahead and draft Tristan Wirfs from Iowa, that gotta give you the itch and the idea that Nate Solder is gonna be a cap hit for the New York Giants. The Giants in 2020, their draft picks are the number 4 pick, the number 36 pick in the 2nd round. They're projected to have a 3rd round comp for Landon Collins in the deal that was made last year, and the number 100 pick in the 4th round. So that's what you got for the New York Giants. The top offensive lineman in the 2020 NFL draft: Jedrick Willis Jr. from Alabama, Tristan Wirfs, like we mentioned, from Iowa, Mekhi Becton from Louisville, Andrew Thomas from UGA, and Josh Jones from Houston. In my mock draft, I said how the Giants could easily get a guy like Andrew Thomas, the Georgia Bulldog, in the 2nd round, and they take a guy like Isaiah Simmons, who I am hoping to the football gods that is the case, because he could fill up a lot of needs for the New York Giants. That dude played over 100 snaps at 5 different positions last year for the Clemson Tigers. So let's talk about the aforementioned Nate Solder. Giants paid him in 2018 with a check north of $60 million over just 4 years. Now he's 31 years old. He's a 19.5 cap hit with $13 million as dead money. He still has 1 more year remaining after that. Per PFF, 64.7 grade and allowed 11 sacks. You can't have that, especially for a young guy like Daniel Jones, who does have troubles holding on to the football. Did throw a lot of interceptions in his rookie season, as well as a lot of fumbles. That is the most important position on the offensive line. It is the blind spot for the quarterback. I'm saying all the cliches that football people say about that position, but it's the most important position. It's quarterback, it's left tackle, and then it's edge rusher, in my opinion, for how you build a football team. You find a quarterback, you protect them, and you go after theirs. Those are the key ingredients for building a successful franchise. And with Nate Solder, he's just not elite enough for being a top paid player at his position. According to SportTrack, the highest paid left tackles in football per season: Taylor Lewan, Nate Solder, DJ Humphries, Jake Matthews, and Joe Staley. And this dude, Nate Solder, hell of a story coming back from all the issues and the demons that he had. It is not paying off for the New York Giants, and I think he is my #1 prime candidate, along with Alec Ogletree, to be cap casualties for the New York Giants. And that's where a wrinkle comes into play, because both Isaiah Simmons, who I really want at #4, and Tristan Wirfs, who the New York Giants are salivating over, can fill big needs for the New York Giants, not only on the field production-wise, but also when you look at the books and you look at the cap hits that the guys that they might be replacing are going to be voided. So, weigh in, Giants fans. What should the Giants do with Nate Solder? Type K for keeping him, type C for the cut. In my opinion, they should cut Nate Solder. I think it was a disaster, and sometimes you should cut your losses before it gets worse, because if Daniel Jones has another 30 turnover season, who knows if he's ever going to be able to recover for that, and it's just going to set the Giants back once again, and we can't have that Giants universe. So, like I said, my name is Nick Darius. At The Lamb Show is where you can find me. I'll catch you guys next time on Chat Sports TV.